It's bold, it's stylish, it's got a new logo. If you can't make out the squiggle, this is Kia's redesigned insignia, and it's on a new nameplate, one that's been used in other parts of the world, Carnival. Pretty sure you could get an entire traveling show in here. Rigs like this are perfect for family life. It seats either 7 or 8, depending on model. Kia seems to be in the mood to mix things up. The Optima sedan is now the K5. This used to be the Sedona minivan, and apparently this is no longer a van. It's an MPV, a multi-purpose vehicle. I still see it as a van, and that's okay. Vans are great. Kia believes that giving it more of an SUV look will tempt buyers into considering one. That's not a bad strategy. Drawn up by the same California design crew that hit the Telluride home run, Carnival looks a little like a Chevrolet Traverse if you really squint. The real van giveaway is the door track slot. Other than that obvious gash, there are some nice design elements on this family truckster. Kia has been killing it in the styling department lately, right down to one of my favorite touches. Yeah, the wiper blade is tucked away. Some people don't like turn signals down here. I'm just happy when they get used. Most of my time was spent with the top dog Carnival, an SX Prestige model in Tuscan Umber, retailing for $47,770 with shipping. Doesn't matter the trim level, all of them run with a new 3.5-liter V6 engine. Kia claims a best-in-class 290 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque on regular grade gas. This display cluster is exclusive to the Prestige. Carnival is front-wheel drive. There are 8 speeds to run the chores with, and manual shifts are done here on the console. I'll note that the shift lever has a smooth, velvety feel. Well done. Looking for paddle shifters? Sorry, that's a different kind of vehicle. Drive modes can perk up the throttle response and transmission mapping. When it comes to acceleration, Carnival is no slouch. You can explain to the kids that 0 to 60 is a benchmark test for vehicles and that this one does it in about 7 seconds. There's a little bit of a throaty growl under hard acceleration. Thank you very much, V6 engine. Plus, enough power so you'll feel confident passing slow-moving vehicles on 2-lane roads. Something I really can't say about Toyota Sienna. Honda Odyssey and the non-hybrid version of Chrysler's Pacifica have similar scoot. Gotta say, Carnival is easy to drive. The ride height is raised, what everybody likes. It's very car-like. Get it? Carnival? Car-like? Carnival? It doesn't feel enormous from behind the wheel and can tow up to 3,600 pounds. Is it quiet? Sure is. Comfortable? You betcha. And doesn't float around like a waterbed. Body movements are nicely controlled. Sporty? No. There are no sporty minivans. That's a myth, people. They all drive pretty well these days. But none of them are sporty. Neither are SUVs. Maybe a Porsche Cayenne or an Alfa Romeo Stelvio, but yeah, come on. I hate to burst your bubble, but I'm all about reality. It's not like you're going to be hustling through chicanes to hit the grocery store. Or are you? Carnival's EPA fuel economy average is 22 miles per gallon, so you've got that great V6 engine, but fuel economy is just okay compared to Toyota Sienna and Pacifica Hybrid. Now, the regular Pacifica has all-wheel drive, so does the Sienna. This one doesn't. The efficiency champ is Pacifica Hybrid. It's a plug-in hybrid that goes some 30 miles on electricity alone after charging overnight on 120 current. And no, you don't have to plug it in. Nearly all modern vehicles these days have an automatic engine stop-start system. I like to test them. Carnival doesn't, which is kind of odd. There's at least nothing for you to turn on and off. I do like the blind spot view cameras that are activated when signaling. They really do make a difference. Carnival hasn't been safety tested at this riding, but has all sorts of features to protect from the F-150 that you can't see but is pulling out inches in front of me. Nice, dude. That's why you have safety features, like automatic emergency braking, which is standard in this vehicle. There are so many standard safety features. I'm going to put them down here in a graphic because there are so many, it's hard to drive and tell you about them. Do you know how hard it is to drive and tell you about things? Sometimes it's hard. Okay, are we done there? Okay. And Highway Drive Assist, which is Kia's optional enhanced semi-autonomous driving tech, is one of the best mainstream systems available, with an excellent adaptive cruise control and lane keeping that will track gentle curves securely on the highway. The SX Prestige model looks spendy inside. If anyone were to dare judge you on van ownership, they'd certainly understand why this one was picked. Trim materials have a solid, honest quality about them, nothing cheap or chintzy looking, and small touches like no button blanks. True, this isn't real stitching, but it's good enough to fool most people. Prestige gets 2 LCD screens fused to look like one, similar to what Mercedes does. Carnival doesn't have the supreme storage capability that Toyota Sienna has. Nothing special happening in the door panels. The console is only moderate in size. This is a small laptop. It won't fit. An iPad might. A few essentials will stash away. Your definition of essentials might be different than mine. The controls are familiar. First-time users will have no problems, and everyone will be comfortable. The leather seats are heated and vented. The wheel is toasty at this trim level. The user interface has good layout and response. The system that Kia and Hyundai use works well. There's no jog wheel as a secondary control, but features that are used often can be mapped to hotkeys like this one. You can assign it to this camera view where you really can't see who hit who first. Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are standard. Phones can be charged wirelessly. The 12-speaker Bose system will do justice to your classic Wiggles collection. These are some of the fanciest seats I've seen in the automotive business. They have an awful lot of fore and aft travel. They move out, they move in, heated, vented, and they recline way back. The trouble is that it's hard to get in through this way. You really want these seats as far apart as possible so people can scamper in through the middle. It's the best way to get to the third row. They're great if you're going to be setting up a limo business, but really, I think the regular seats are much more practical. These aren't removable. Adults can't stretch out. There's not enough seat travel for that, so feet are crowded. It might be better on the passenger side. There are controls to move the front seat forward. Lots of power ports. USBs up here are a nice location, no bending down. There's the expected third climate zone and sunshades. Cup holder overload is not happening here. How many do you need? There's also an entertainment system. It's doubtful the kids will want to listen to the onboard nature sounds. With the built-in internet connection, it can connect to YouTube, Netflix, or subject yourself to the torture that is Baby Shark. Or don't tell them. It's lore in my family that I told the kids that our car didn't have the right tuner for Radio Disney, and they believed me for over a year. I'm such a bad dad. Kick to open side doors are standard. As far as the third row goes, there are belts for 3 back here. I would keep it to 2 adults. I'm 5'9". I have just enough headroom. This is actually one of the more comfortable way backs I've been in. The cushions are high enough, so there's at least a little bit of thigh support. It's not great, but it's fine. And there's enough foot room. Plus, there are accoutrements, cup holders, sunshades, and USB ports. People will be fine back here. Kia dropped off a second Carnival, an SX model that stickers for around $42,800, which is great for showing what the regular gauge cluster looks like, and that the standard mid-row seating is a lot more practical. One advantage, the chairs scoot forward so far, front passengers can reach a kid in the middle position. Plus, getting these out of the way so people can scamper into row 3 is better people management. Honestly, families are going to want this setup, especially if hauling large things is a priority. Unlike the Prestige and Toyota Sienna, all of the seats in the SX are removable. In some ways, vans can be more useful than pickups. Large valuables can be locked in and everything stays dry. Yes, sheets of plywood fit in here. The standard Pacifica has those stow-and-go mid-row chairs that fold into the floor, and these are on the heavy side, so you know. This is what 145 cubic feet looks like, people. With Carnival, these need to be left in the garage once they're taken out, and again, they're on the heavy side, but at least there are options. Carnival's tailgate is not kicked open. It's actually a little bit better if you just simply stand next to it with the fob in your pocket or purse. It opens automatically. Now this is 10 packs of TP, which is much better than most three-row crossovers and SUVs. Hear that beep? That's not a bomb. There are sensors that know that I'm here. Once I'm out of the way, it will close automatically. Let's wait for it. And there we go. I'm gonna stop it here before it closes so I can show you the rest of the space. Like all the vans that I've talked about, the load floor is lower than most SUVs and crossovers. Even a few inches makes a difference when loading heavy stuff. The small cubbies, those are nice to have. So are bag hooks and power. And I would love to show you how many TP packs would fit back here with row 3 folded, but I took everything the warehouse had. Every so often, there's still a shortage. I can tell you that Toyota Sienna takes on some 24 packs, which is a lot. The Carnival Prestige at 87 cubic feet max should do similar numbers. Time for red light, green light. Green light. Want the utility of a van, but not the stigma? Carnival's SUV-like design is the one to get. The interior finish and tech features are excellent, especially the safety stuff. Kia's doing well in that regard. And I like the overall driving dynamics, plus the V6 performance and sound. This machine is easy to drive. Yellow lights? Overall, it's a good-looking ride, but the door tracks, those are a dead giveaway that this is a van. The mid-row can be removed in most Carnivals, but it's a clumsy, heavy chore. I like the power and the sound of the V6, but Sienna and Pacifica Hybrid are much more efficient. Red light. The Prestige model's luxury mid-row seating might look appealing, but it dramatically drops the utility and they can be fussy. It's a V6 and front drive only, no powertrain choices, and it has fewer storage spaces and cubbies than the competition. Call it a van, call it an MPV, Carnival is a tool to simplify life. The mommy-mobile stigma is curiously strong in this segment. I'm not sure the SUV look will help to sell more of these, but it can't hurt. Isn't it funny that when you're young, you're looking for that certain special someone to start a family with? That shows society that you're successful. And then once you achieve it, you don't want to be seen in a minivan, which tells everybody you've achieved that goal. Really? I would say that minivans are kind of the ultimate status symbol. With a new name, new design, and new logo, Kia did its best to make Carnival socially acceptable. If you're looking to make family life easier, and who isn't, check out a van or an MPV, whatever works for you. About Kia's new logo, it's a huge improvement over the outgoing moniker. I know multiple people that wouldn't buy a Kia simply because the oval with KIA in it said "killed in action" to them. Seriously, there's always therapy. I'll leave you with this. Yes, you should test drive a minivan, and you should at least test drive at least 3 different vehicles, and you should also get real-world pricing. I have a quote service. There are many of them out there. Whichever one that you use, it's really important to do it because the sticker price is just a starting point. Some manufacturers have a lot of room to dicker, and you don't know that until you actually get a price from a dealer. And here's a quick look at the appointments of the SX cabin. It also looks good, just not as swanky as the Prestige. I'll point out that dual sunroofs let light into the vehicle. It's not dark and dingy in the back quarters, something that I groused about in my Sienna review. Hope you got something out of my look at the 2022 Kia Carnival. I'll leave you with not so much of a fun fact, but an opinion. In my view, the best automotive name ever has to do with a minivan, the Dodge Caravan. It's got everything. It's a car, It's a van. It's a caravan. It's a great play on words. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe. We have a great time here every Tuesday. High quality car reviews. Sign up, all right? That's Driven. I'm Tom Voelk.